Oh,
okay.
My goodness. With a fire mage.
Yeah.
This is.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say it. I called this composition out 2 weekends ago. I actually have lost to this composition on the ladder. So the Demon Hunter Fire Mage, very explosive. If Trent is playing Night Fae, which he is, what they can do is set up just an imprisonment on the healer, a stun, a Fell Eruption on a target, and just combustion with the hunt. It is a ton of damage. And if you kind of just rinse, repeat that setup, I feel like Creed has massive one-shot capabilities.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is actually the first time in the entire Cup stage and Circuit stage where we do see a Demon Hunter in general here. And this could be an opportunity here for Trent already. Getting aggressive onto Warwick, forcing out the trinket. And here comes the Metamorphosis. Warwick as well now in soul shape, trying to get away here, trying to build distance. Trent is very dangerous on that Demon Hunter right now. And he has still not used the hunt. I don't think so, at least. And I'm pretty sure we can't see it tracked either. So it's actually, no, it is there on the ability bar, so we're going to keep a close eye there for that hunt. It's going to be massive damage, and Trent, he likes to fake cast it. Oh, this is out.
There it is.
Oh,
okay.
My goodness.
Super Tease, where's the smile? I see it. he is smiling.
You guys can't see his face right now, but Super Tease is beaming.
Oh no, look at Knobbers. He looks so like, oh no, what is this? I swear this composition is insane. I mean, Combustion is a scary cooldown. The Hunt is also an incredibly scary cooldown. I feel like your one-shot capabilities with this comp it's there. And I mean, that's what we saw. What a quick game that was.
Ooh,
same
baby. Please.
Nope.
We've seen Jamie on
They're playing my comp.
What do you mean your comp?
This is my comp. Boomkin DK.
It's not your comp. You play with a Paladin, Sid. It's
That's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Kidding.
Shaman is better now.
All right, here we go. I mean, let's see what they're going to do. It's going to be all about these setups coming in for the Blastway Bros. Houston on that Frost Death Knight. Let's see, though. He's going to be under a lot of pressure. How is Jamie going to handle this Root Solar Beam coming in? Livin trying to set something up, trying to get some counter pressure, but so far, nothing at all. Ad Hoc Gaming completely shrugging off his attack. Finally, a little damage. Houston, though, might just get dropped, and he does. And, I mean, that's kind of the thing. Look at Cassidy. Yep, a little water. Chilling hard. Houston, it's one of those things. I mean, for Ad Hoc Gaming, we talked about they are the only team really playing jungle in Europe, and they kind of struggled to get into this stage. As you know, the jungle cleave wasn't necessarily the best, but now the BM Hunters are better. This composition is really strong. It has a lot of offense, and if you're, I'm going to be honest, I feel like Rogue Mage Priest and Jungle Cleave, these kind of compositions are so good at punishing people who are playing alternate classes, because it's just so much pressure, and if you don't handle that pressure correctly, you're in a lot of trouble.
It doesn't always go well, but we're going to see what they can do here. Game number 3, switching up that composition, and Holy Paladin, something that looked a little better for them last time we saw this team.
The Holy Paladin is already forced to trade out Trinket, sacrificing the literal first second of the game. Houston still taking a lot of damage here. Say by the light proc. Jamie going for a big Holy Light. Can he get it off? He does get it off. Houston still on 50% HP.
Look at Cassidy!
They're doing so much damage. What is Cassidy doing here? He's going...
Cassidy literally had his hand on his chin. He's just like, yeah, this is, he's stroking his beard. Houston just on the run from start to finish. He's just dead. Jamie trying to keep him up, but he's gotten to a full cycle, and Houston using Transcendence to get away. But Cassidy is all over him. Trinket and Karma, but I think they're just going to shred through that Karma. Jamie might have to trade out the Blessing of Protection as well. Here comes Wen, Weapon of Order. Big damage on Facile, but Houston still just dying. His health isn't going up. Jamie, help him! No! Blastway Bros fall, and Ad Hoc Gaming take this series in a quick 3-0.
Wow.
Cassie's sipping his water before. Man.
That's
BM, bro.
This guy's literally playing with one hand for the majority of the game. Just running around all over the map, kicking, cycloning, setting up kills, like combing his beard. Like, what's going on?
But yeah, as I thought, they're just going to be leading with their main composition. Cloud9 playing the Warrior Mage Paladin. Nothing really too odd here in game number 1.
Yeah, and it looks like there will be an early sap on Cubsy. Wealthyman tried his absolute best to get in combat for his team, but Aiden was too quick. Beautiful denial of this opener. So that's actually getting really, really aggressive here onto CMD. It seems like Unitas, they kind of want to go after the Warrior in this matchup, which isn't a bad plan at all. If you're playing Assassination, it can be really difficult to go after the Mage with the Warrior kind of bolstering his defense with that constant intervene. So just going after the Warrior instead, you really avoid a lot of that damage with massive pressure on CMD. This combustion from Wealthy Man finally getting spell stolen there by CMD. What a scary moment that was. It was the Guardian from Oxygen, as well as his Gladiator's Medallion to keep him alive. So that's going to be preemptively trading out that die by the sword to just kind of stay ahead in the match and continue this damage on CMD.
Yeah, and so far, the only real objective that they've gotten is that trinket from Snuts. They have the smoke bomb on Aiden, so a little bit of an opportunity, but right now Cubsy is a little bit too close there, and now we're going to see a stun into a Sheep potentially, but it doesn't look like CMD is going to be able to get it. He's going for the Ring of Frost. He does land it. Nice double ring there. Blessing of Protection, though, onto Snuts. Gets dispelled there by Oxygen, and they don't have any more follow-up CC there, so it looks like Snuts is going to be completely okay here. CMD has his combustion, so it's very tricky for CMD to get these combustions off and actually get value on them during their setups. Wealthy Man is always ready to just spell steal that one and cancel it. So we're gonna see if CMD can get something happening here. Oh, they get an interrupt onto Oxygen. They dispel the Alter Time right there. Oh no, they don't dispel the Alter Time there. So Wealthy Man still has that Kleptomania to work with for that combustion. And the next time they get a CC chain, they need to do it before Snuts has his trinket. Otherwise, they're not going to be netting themselves too many cooldowns. CMD trying to shut down the CC chain, but it does connect onto Oxygen. And now Wealthy Man looking to get aggressive here onto CMD together with Snuts. Here's the kidney shot. Here comes the damage potentially. No one really popping any big cooldowns just yet. Snuts just trying to greed it out here. He has die by the sword rotating back up. There's the avatar as well. He escapes the smoke bomb without really having to trade anything. Just that die by the just that rallying cry, which just faded there. So Snuts still taking a lot of damage here, but Cubsy has the sacrifice. He's trying to greed it right now. Mind control comes out from Oxygen. He gets blinded on it. CMD trying to blink to safety here, trying to kite. He does use the ice block.
Shatter.
There's the shatter throw. Snuts trinketing to get it here, to get more CC. They could get more damage here off the CMD. Nice blinks by CMD, trying to buy himself a little bit of time, but they do net themselves Snuts trinket there. They don't get the Karas. They don't get anything else there. So very nice push there. They do net themselves the ice block of CMD, but now they have a chance to counterattack. Wealthy Man also just using his Kleptomania right there. So CMD could use his altar here safely if he wants to, and he is going to use that altar time. Forced to go back now. Still taking a lot of pressure. So much damage. Actually, they've gone through 2 HP bars, and CMD still on the run here. No proc there though from that Cauterize. CMD is still going to be in the fight here, and now they need to get they need to turn around this pressure back onto Snuts here.
Yeah, but they used their Vendetta, and Cubsy just Blessing of Protection and totally removed it. So their opportunity is maybe 2 minutes away. This combustion needs to get a kill, but Cubsy still has options with Trinket Sacrifice. It's not looking good for Unitas. Behind on mana, behind on pressure and momentum. They stun up Snuts. Are they going to pull the trigger? They're too low to go for it. He's just going to get kleptoed on it. He can't get any pressure out. Trying to recover with those Blazing Barriers. Triune Ward, blinking back behind the pillar, baiting Snuts. But now Snuts actually stacks him up for an intimidating shot on the healer with a double Spear of Bastion that could even kill the healer at this point with the War Stomp potentially cleaving 2 targets. A scary moment for Oxygen and the team of Unitas to try and recover and cling to life here. CMD stunned up, but it's not going to be too much. Maybe it's going to be a lot. CMD bouncing up and down like a yo-yo. Oxygen with those Serenity heals, trying to stabilize the team, get them aggressive. They need to make sure they cross crowd control Wealthy Man, but everyone's got Medallion on the side of Cloud9, or Wealthy Man has Medallion on the side of Cloud9 to stop anything, any shenanigans from CMD. So how will they remove him from the fight? He's just falling more and more behind. Guardian is going to proc. That's a 3-minute cooldown when it procs. They're going to get cauterized through it. That might just kill him through everything in the game. They're going to klepto off the barriers and go for the kill, proccing the Wild Seed. Beautifully done. Can they kill the Wild Seed? Oxygen's interrupted, I would imagine so, with the counter spell, and Cloud9 looks solid on that Warrior Mage Paladin.
Welcome back, everyone.
Ooh.
Game number 1. It's OTK versus Hamsters and Hares, and we are seeing that Demon Hunter DK from OTK. Spot on prediction.
Thank you very much.
So welcome.
I will take that gold star. And something else that's really interesting about this that I want everyone to pay attention to is Trill is not playing the Hunt. He's actually playing Necrolord. So that's going to bolster his defense and also provide him a ton of self-healing. I've seen Trill heal himself for like 35,000 with the Necrolord ability, so he's going to be able to survive these setups, hopefully for him. But I think that's OTK's game plan, is just try to survive, out attrition the composition the Hamsters and Hares is running, and let's see if they can do it. They're going to have perfect cooldown rotation in order to do it, and I think this is going to be a really difficult matchup for Floormat here, unless Roasties and Zach can really help him out.
Oh, they're going after Mez here, actually. So you would expect them to go after the Demon Hunter, but they are going to go after the DK here. Nice cross crowd control. Here comes the Blinding Sleet, though. Here comes the counter setup. Double stun connects. Floormat is going to use his human trinket there. Blink out. Still taking a decent amount of damage here. Abomination's Limb as well, gripping everyone into place. Here comes the cleave damage onto both Roasties and Floormat. Double Dragon's Breath. Are they going to set up out of that? They're just trying to get some distance. Counterspell onto Trill's I-Beam here. They're trying to drag out these melees away from that pillar, and they're able to do it. Here comes the Smoke Bomb. Big damage potential onto Mez. Trill leaps in, drops a Fell Eruption there onto Roasties, shutting down a bit of his damage in that Smoke Bomb, and also reversing some of that pressure back onto him. Trill is doing so much damage here on this Demon Hunter, channeling out the Fleshcraft here as well, and he's going to basically be near impossible to take down. So going after Mez looks like a good opportunity, like a good option here for Hamsters and Hares, but at the same time, I feel like Mez, he has everything that he needs right now. He still has all of his stun breakers, so Sea still also has all of his cooldowns. So far, it's looking pretty good for OTK. Comp-wise, though, I kind of like what Hamsters and Hares are running here. Ooh. And there it is. First overlap, first real pressure as well. It's going to be the Trinket sacrifice from Sea-Doo, and he's taking a lot of sacrifice damage there as well as Mez Icebound Fortitude. But now OTK have a chance to strike back Sea-Doo.
Yeah, waiting to see when Trill wants to call in that fodder to the flame and use that demon bomb and blow it up and get a demon soul buff and increase his damage. Oh. It's going to be an interesting combo. It's the first time that we've seen Demon Hunter today with Tren, and now we see it with Necrolord. Unfortunately, Mez is just not looking too stable. It's been setup after setup. Hamsters and Hares pull more and more important cooldowns from the pockets of OTK, and they are starting to fall desperately behind. They've got good momentum here on Floormat and Roasties, but Zach has Avenging Wrath, so he's going to be able to recover through that quite easily. Mez still the target, anti-magic shield available, likely has to preemptively use it here, maybe even a divine shield from Sea-Doo as we wait to see if Hamsters and Hares want to go for an engagement. Zach is sneaking up on Sea-Doo, looking for that Hammer of Justice, getting it onto Sea-Doo, triple crowd control. There's no way. Darkness comes up from Trill, and that allows Mez time to get some death strikes out and start to heal himself back up. Good save there by Trill in that time of need. Still likely in the future, though. Sea-Doo will have to use something. This is decent damage onto Mez. He's just been struggling to recover. We see the Abomination's Limb coming out from Mez, trying to develop some momentum. Zach's mana not in a good spot, but Mez's health equally so not in the best spot. He could just get crunched. Blessing of Protection has to come out. Overlapped with the anti-magic shield. Once again, a big opening here for Hamsters and Hares moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. Good pressure here for Hamsters and Hares. Honestly, a bit unexpected how much damage they really have on Mez, but that Assassination Rogue really, really strong. Big setup coming in, though. Floormat, this could be the Cauterized. Is it going to be the Ice Block? Mez and Trill continuing to push forward, but Sea-Doo not really working with too many cooldowns. He has that Sacrifice rotating back up. But does he have it, though? Getting really, really close. Mez getting low. Finally, some Death Strikes going to be coming in after that Kidney Shot. It looks like Mez should hopefully be okay, but this Blinding Light is devastating. The Sacrifice trades. Mez manages to hold on, but that's a big cooldown that Sea-Doo had to trade out. Now looking for crowd control of his own. Gets a Hammer of Justice into a Blinding Light on Zach. Trinket comes in from Zach. The double stun, though, from Trill, denying all this incoming damage. Mez should be able to hold on. A good amount of pressure. Here's a full Kidney Shot. Mez in a lot of trouble. Sea-Doo forced to trade out the Divine Shield. Is bombing in as many heals as he can. Tops off Mez to continue the push, but that's a huge cooldown that Sea-Doo had to trade. And if you look, he's got nothing left.
Yeah, and he's got the mana lead. That's the only thing. But Roasties has his blind. All he has to do is go blind Sea-Doo, Kidney Shot Mez, pop Vendetta, win. And he's looking for it. Right there is the blind. Here comes the Kidney Shot. Here comes the Vendetta. There is the Sheep as well. If they can get this Ring of Frost into Sea-Doo's game. Yep, there it is. That's a Vendetta.
There's Vendetta.
That's
goodbye.
Game. Peace out, Mez.
Which is definitely something to note. But yeah, they're both of these teams 1 and 2.
Whoa.
But we are 40 seconds into the game right now. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Trill playing Serenity, getting some damage out here onto Floormat. Very, very explosive start for both these teams. This is all the cooldowns from Trill. And what did they manage to force? There's no Cauterize, there's still a Cauterize, there's still an Ice Block. Zach basically has all of his cooldowns. I would say maybe not a great start, but still, Mez causing lots of pressure here on Floormat. they could get that cauterized, it would be huge. Trill forced to play a little bit defensive, rolling over, getting caught into a double Dragon's Breath. Nicely done there by Floormat. Still, Trill just pushing for more and more damage. Zach finally finding some heals with that Triune barrier. Floormat manages to stay alive.
Yeah, very decent opener though for OTK so far in this match, but look at how fast he can turn. Trill immediately having to trade out his human ratio right there, his karma, his diffuse magic, and I mean, Sea-Doo's still in crowd control. Trill might just need to teleport out of there. He's going for the parry fists there. Finally, Sea-Doo out of crowd control, able to pick him back up. Now, Mez, though, doing a lot of pressure onto Floormat. Zach forced to use his trinket as well there. Sea-Doo gets the blinding light. They could actually push for the cauterize or for the ice block. They do get the ice block with that leg sweep. Now they're swapping over to Roasties. They get his trinket evasion as well. OTK definitely showing signs of life here. They get the trinket, they get the ice block, and they get the rogue trinket all in one setup. That next shield streak setup could be big for these guys. They can get Roasties and Zach in that one. They can definitely bounce it back and forth. But right now, Trill in trouble. Sea-Doo in a blinding light. How are they going to respond? Sea-Doo trades out the sacrifice right there and the trinket, and then runs into the Ring of Frost to DR himself there. Now Trill is going to feel safe. He knows that there's no kidney shot for a little while, and this is the time to get aggressive. Zach looking for the drinks, so they need to make sure that there's pressure on the map so Zach cannot get those drinks, because we kind of pointed that out earlier. Very important for OTK here, just forcing them to survive a little bit less if they can stop those drinks.
No trinket on Roasties. Leg sweep and Zwen are coming up in 5 seconds. Zach needs to get ready for that. But in the meantime, it looks like Hamsters and Hares are getting aggressive. Triple crowd control. Beautiful setup. Mez drops the anti-magic zone in desperation. Gets a blinding sleet onto Zach into the double leg sweep. This is the punish. This is where Zach needs to respond. Divine Shield, where's the trade? They're not making the trade. They're trying to greed it here on such low health with the Cloak of Shadows. Now trying to turn it around onto Trill. Trill down below half. Sea-Doo looking to recover mana in favor of OTK. That was a big trade for OTK. If they can ride the momentum here, they could definitely win game number 2. They're trying to connect. Zwen is out. They're trying to go after the mage, but Trill is just desperate. He's on such low HP. They grip Zach in. Sea-Doo charges in for a triple blinding light. Nice crowd control. Unfortunately breaking a bit early there to some of the AoE. Now Sea-Doo and a polymorph. Trill on the run. This is where the map plays an important role. Trill needs to line of sight Roastie's shadow step and prevent him from reconnecting and wait for Sea-Doo to come out of polymorph. Beautiful kiting, but a full blind. Sea-Doo chooses to use Blessing of Protection to break the blind and cancel it. Now there's no Blessing of Protection for the Vendetta. It's available. Smoke bomb's up. Roasties could go for the kill here if Trill isn't careful. They're going to polymorph Mez. Maybe baiting something here. Polymorph again onto Mez. Maybe they're trying to set up a drink. Zach is wrapped around the corner. They're going to go for a smoke bomb. They're scaring Trill to run away, and maybe Zach can drink and get some mana. It seems like that's what they wanted to do, but Zach is just not sitting down at the moment. He's behind the pillar, not dropping combat, it looks like. Double Dragon's Breath onto Mez and Sea-Doo. Zach is drinking. This is very important. If he gets mana here, it could be game over for OTK. He's above half mana now. A lot of mana. He's getting close to full. He's going to stop himself there, not get too greedy, as he's got a massive advantage.
Yeah, big mana swing there for Zach and Hamsters and Hares, but Floormat in a little bit of trouble. He's got the alter time available. Let's see if he uses it. Double blinding sleet coming in, but a nice kidney shot denies a lot of that incoming damage. A nice Dragon's Breath as well. Very nicely done there by Floormat. Trill still pushing forward, trying to push the pace. Alter time still available, but Trill just not getting topped off. A polymorph on Sea-Doo. Trill's in a lot of trouble. Sea-Doo does have the sacrifice if he needs it. Likely going to be trading it out. That Serenity available for Trill as well. He's going to be looking to set it up. Is he going to pop it? Looks like Floormat will get procced, but Alter Time brings him back to a reasonable amount of health. Still incredibly scared, though. I mean, Trill with that Serenity, he could just one-shot Floormat, but he has to survive. Big incoming damage. This is actually going to be the anti-magic zone from Mez, but OTK, I feel like they have the tools to close out this game. Is going to have to be up to Zach to trade out that sacrifice on the Serenity. Otherwise, Floormat's just going to drop.
Yep, Floormat could drop to the floor.
Here it is!
Takes a big hit of damage right there. There's a touch of death as well. I can't
Zach's
believe
dead.
it. Zach!
I told you.
All right, that's sacrifice.
Yeah, that was an insane hit of damage. So what happened? Trill got like a 20,000 Rising Sun kick crit, put him into Touch of Death range, and at the same time Sacrifice went off, Trill used Touch of Death. Yeah. And I saw that he survived, and look at Zach's health in the replay. He's literally getting chunked down 30% of his health at a time. That damage is devastating from Serenity.
I do actually wonder if it's a mage race or a melee race where it's like they're going after Trill and then they have to go after Roasties because they're going after Trill. It really depends on how they want to start the targeting. I would imagine the Windwalker It's a bit easier to kill, but leaving Sam-I-Am open doesn't sound the best. We are going to see Sam-I-Am in this series, stepping in as the 4th player of OTK, so let's see what he's got. It's match point. They could just close it out and win the whole thing. They're patiently waiting. Mages are out of stealth. Roasties is charging in. Zach is charging in. They want to get aggressive. Double blinding light. It's 3 versus 1, and they're targeting the mage, going after Sam-I-Am right off the bat, and Cedo has to trade. Big cooldowns, Trinket and Sacrifice, redirecting a lot of damage to himself. Now Cedo is charging down Zach, looking for crowd control of his own, clutching out the Hammer of Justice into a Ring of Frost. Doesn't look like the Ring of Frost was able to get landed. That's devastating for OTK. Hamsters and Hares walk away from that one pretty scot-free, and now they're waiting for their next attack.
Yeah, I would say they're already ahead 1 go, and this could potentially be 2 goes since we saw OTK get completely denied. Sam-I-Am right now taking quite a bit of damage. Hammer of Justice on Cedo. Is there any more crowd control? Sam-I-Am getting absolutely blasted right now by Roasties. This has been great pressure. They might just proc him, and they do. Sam-I-Am's on fire, and he's on the run. Cedo really struggling to keep him alive. Finally tops him off, but this has just been domination from Hamsters and Hares so far in this match.
Yeah, and we're going to see here, they need to land some setups on the side of OTK. Can they do it? This is their window to do it. They have a lot of damage available on their side here. We're going to see Floormat now dropping to about 50%. Sam-I-Am stuck in a kidney shot right now. Smoke bomb gets dropped. That's going to be the ice block right there. Sam-I-Am kind of lucky almost to get that one off. I'm sure Ben would agree there, but he does get the ice block off. He gets topped off back once again. Full Hammer of Justice here onto Zach. And Sheep onto Roasties as well, so good control here. Now Floormat finally in a little bit of trouble here. Here comes the Meteor, here comes the damage from Sam-I-Am. But Floormat looks like he's going to be actually A-okay here. It didn't look like Trill had any real damage there to back up the situation with, and now Floormat has combustion, could go for it here the next time they get a stun lock. Let's see what they end up doing here. They're looking for crowd control. Floormat actually get a proc here to the damage of Trill, but now Floormat has an opportunity to get aggressive here. Honestly would have liked to see him pop the combustion right there, but isn't able to get it off while Sam-I-Am is in that stun lock. And now once again it looks like both of these teams are somewhat equalizing here a little bit. I would say Hamsters and Hares still in the lead though, because they still do have that ice block, whereas Sam-I-Am doesn't have any of his own defense.
All right, let's see if they can close out this game here. And they are far ahead. Blinding light onto Cedo. Sam still the target. Trill paralyzes Floormat, pausing the fight, pausing the engagement. Now Zach into a polymorph. Nice turnaround by OTK. Looking to push for the block to get the trinket and alter time from Floormat. But a big rising sun kick connects onto Floormat. And Zach is still in crowd control. He's desperate. He's running away, trying to get away from Trill. Dragon's Breath on DR. Still in desperation. Pops that blazing barrier. Zach finally out of crowd control. Now a stun on Sam, a poly on Trill. They're trying to turn it around. Blessing of Protection comes out onto Sam-I-Am, breaking the kidney shot, but now it's not lined up at all. There's no lineup on Vendetta. There's no lineup on Blind. I mean, that could just be game over. Cedo in the full blind here. Not much left for Sam. Is he going to try and sit through this? He kind of has to. He needs that Trinket Sacrifice on Vendetta as the big answer and trade for that set of cooldowns. He manages to hold on during the blind. He's not falling for the bait of Roasties, but Serenity is available for Trill. He's going to pop that right now on the floor mat. These could be huge rising sun kicks in a moment. And there's one, there's two, big damage following through. And did they proc him? They procced his seed. They did it. OTK, despite being so far behind, pull it off, winning 3-1.
All right, and in honor of our question of the week on twitter.com/WoW Esports, where you guys definitely should follow, we call these comps Turbo, that's Warrior Enhance, and of course Cupid Cleave, because you have the Ret with the wings and the Hunter with the arrows. So yeah, Turbo versus Cupid Cleave here on Dollar and Sewers. Game started. Big pressure coming out here on both hybrids here on that Ret and that Enhancement Shaman. Drake now going to be making his way across. Oh, Servalium. What is going on? 20%, 30% right there. I think he's saved by the light, actually procs right there. So definitely a big moment immediately as soon as the gates open here.
The only thing that's stressing me out a bit could potentially be the Holy Priest. If the Holy Priest is crowd controlled at all or runs out of Serenity charges, the healing output just dramatically plummets. So at the moment, Absterge has 2 charges of Serenity after activating the Apotheosis. Brain's in a freezing trap, good opportunity to take down Seralium. Hammer's down. Absterge is feared up, he can't mind games. Wizkay in a bit of trouble, recovering from a Serenity there with the Sanctuary out of crowd control. Good coordination. Seralium still obviously the target. Brain into a Psychic Scream. Tremor comes down, breaking him out. Pressure across the board. They're trying to take out Wizkay here. Stun on Absterge. And just to use, I believe, human racial to get out of it. So able to avoid that stun lock. Brain is now stunned. Ceruleum in trouble. Big pressure. Blessing of Protection. They have a way to get rid of it at the moment. Hamsters doesn't look like he's in range. Blessing of Protection looks like it's subsided. Hamsters is interrupted. This is a tense moment for both sides because both comps are bursty. Here comes the Ascendance. Is Whiskey ready for it? He's on 10% health here. His Reign of Ancient Kings legendary is going to proc, reducing damage, but the Chain Harvest connects.
He just
no
two
bubble.
games.
No bubble.
Look at Drake. He's smiling again.
2-0.
Look at Drake. He's like, yes, 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
I love it. That's the power of the enhancement, Shaman. I mean, if you're Golden Guardians, you have to be a bit sad. Game number 1, didn't use the Vanish. Game number 2, didn't use the Divine Shield. You try to greet it, but Turbo Cleave is just such an explosive composition. And even though it seemed like Golden Guardians picked kind of a, in air quotes, counter comp, Method NA seemed very confident in that matchup, and they look good. After this game, the next game, or the game after that, one of them will have their first loss. Which team is it going to be? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and we're going to see right now. Gates have opened Game 3. Golden Guardians on match point on the Ruins of Lordaeron here. And Ceruleum's going to trade out his Astral Shift first global there. Not sure. Just going to trade it, I guess, for Jellybean's Hunter cooldowns. Also, Wings of Whiskey here. But now they're still going to be active a little bit. No, they do fade there about the same time as that Astral Shift. Now, Absturge here using his Leap of Fate onto Whiskey, trying to get some distance between him and the melees. Full Hammer of Justice onto Absturge. Gets Sanctuary there by Whiskey. Nicely done. Big Serenity heals coming in here onto Whiskey with that Guardian Spirit. And it looks like Whiskey is actually going to be completely fine. Here comes the Mind Game. Ceruleum now going to be on the back foot a little bit, but that Intervene is going to be doing some work for him. And now he's just going to be able to line of sight while Brain is in that last couple of seconds of that trap. Then get back to his target here. So far, looking pretty good for Method NA. They already burned through 40% of Absturge's mana.
All right, eye for an eye. Is this going to be the Ascendance pop? He's very low health at this point. Reign of Ancient King's going to proc prior to the Ascendance. If Ceruleum can stabilize here, he's got that in his back pocket. He can go for a double pop and just absolutely eradicate Whiskey. They're ahead on mana at this point. Offensive cooldowns are subsiding, which means the pressure will be low for the Golden Guardians. This is a good opportunity for Method NA to swing the match around here at any moment, just waiting to see that button pop by Ceruleum. The Spirit Wolves coming up in 22 seconds. Whiskey in a Stormbolt. Is he going to go for the pop? Ceruleum goes for a Chain Harvest, and Whiskey is going to Divine Shield it. And again, it was prior to the Ascendance. Ascendance is still available. Ceruleum's like, all right, I'm going back in the room. I'm going to wait till Divine Shield's over and then go for an Ascendance. And Whiskey is having a tough time even with just Drake by himself at the moment. Ceruleum gets knocked away. They know that Whiskey is in a ton of trouble. They need to line up this Guardian Angel. If they don't line up this Guardian Angel on Ascendance, I think Whiskey is done.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly possible at this point. When is Ceruleum going to use it? Just always has it in his back pocket. There's a Stormbolt. Drake all over Whiskey right now. Ascendance still not used. Maybe they're trying to bait out the Guardian Spirit before they use it, or maybe they're just trying to see if they can get Whiskey low enough. They get the Guardian Spirit. They've gotten every single defensive cooldown. There's a Blessing of Protection left, but Ceruleum doesn't really care about that. He's got the Ascendance. Once he recovers, I think it's going to be an all-in play from Method NA. I think they've got this one as long as they can hold on. Ceruleum might be looking to make a push right now. Drake getting a little bit low. There's a fear over on the Brain. There's the Ascendance. Here's big damage on Whiskey. What is Whiskey going to do? Drake's still low. He appears to be the target of choice. Bit of a strategy change here from Golden Guardians as Ceruleum just appearing bulletproof at this point in the match, but Method NA still going for it. Whiskey barely holding on. He matched the cooldown with his Avenging Wrath, managed to heal himself up and stay alive. Golden Guardians stay in it.
Yeah, and we're going to see here, Whiskey is in that Stormbolt right there, taking quite a beating here. And so far, mana is just the biggest issue right now for the Golden Guardians. The Web Surge is down to 10% here already. Ceruleum looking to do what he can do on that Shaman. He doesn't have any of his personal defensives. Brain has the sacrifice to work with here. Big damage coming out now from Whiskey and Jellybeans. They had that Wings proc right there. And Jellybeans, of course, as well with that Bestial Wrath, doing up tons and tons of work. Guardian Spirit's going to trade out here for Absturge. Big pressure coming out here onto the Ceruleum. Ceruleum now gets interrupted, gets purged as well on his Blessing of Protection. Golden Guardians actually have good pressure right now and we're going to see if they can keep that up before Hamsters goes out of mana. Whiskey is still dangerously low, no bubble here, full hex secured.
Ooh.
What are they going to do here? Whiskey is in a lot of trouble right now. Jellybean's looking to counter pressure. It's going to be a bit of a race here, but Brain has cooldowns to respond with. Hamsters does not. Hamsters does get the first crowd control though. Nice Tremor Totem by Ceralium, freeing Brain from that Psychic Stream. Still, Mind Games coming out here. They need to dispel that immediately. Still, gets dispelled right there. Nicely done. And now Ceralium here going to make his way back onto the target. If they get anything onto Hamsters, it could just be the game. Brain in a freezing trap. He does have his Divine Shield and that sacrifice to make the trade if he needs it, but doesn't look like he's going to go for it right now. Hamsters just completely tapped on mana. At this point, I think they're just going to run Ceralium down here, Sid.
I mean, mana is looking dicey on both sides at this point. Can WizK hold on? Astral Shift trades for Ceralium. It's WizK on the back foot. Blessing of Protection, that could get purged off at any moment, and its defense along with it. At 50% remaining health, Absterge has 0 mana. He's desperate, just lobbing out Holy Fires to try and turn the table here. Chain Harvest comes out defensively for Ceralium, trying to heal his team back up while Brain sets through a freezing trap. Sacrifice still available in the back pocket. Absterge is still working on fumes at this point, but suddenly momentum is shifting in favor of the Golden Guardians on match point. Brain is forced to trade Sacrifice, redirecting damage as his team tries to go for the kill onto WizK. They're so close to match point here. WizK's likely to falter. Apotheosis comes up for Absterge. He's bombing out some big heals, stabilizing him just in the nick of time. Triggering out of the blinding light. He might have bought his team just enough time to kill Ceralium. A couple more seconds left. Intimidating shouts. Ceralium's trying to avoid the fight as Brain's caught in a freezing trap. Jellybeans is chasing him down on the hunt to put a point on the board here in the last series of the day. The Golden Guardians, they want to win this. They want to try and overthrow Method NA overall in the circuit standings, and it needs a reverse sweep 3 in a row. But here comes Ascendance. Ceralium, the Harvester. Will he be able to net the 3rd kill in a row for his team? Ascendance is still rolling, and you know what? Runes of Lordaeron would make a fitting final harvesting place. Method NA close it out 3-0.
The Harvester.
Evil laughing again.
Drake's just laughing once again. Oh my goodness gracious. Method NA, what an impressive performance from them. Bringing in a composition we've really never seen them play. 3-0 in Golden Guardians and continuing their undefeated streak.
All right. Jungle versus Shadow Priest, Warrior, Shaman. I mean, last game, that Tremor Totem that Lontar had down, it was like 1 or 2 seconds left before it was going to disappear. It had been down for quite some time. So, you know, that game, it literally came down to the last global on the very, very last setup that kind of decided it. Let's see if this one is going to be just as close. We are opening up the gates here. Both teams are locked in and ready to go. And I think for Adok, like we mentioned, they need to make sure that Relza doesn't just get ran over here. Immediately reload all of them trying to dogpile on the same pillar as Relza. This is, oh, nice. They do snipe the trap there. Relay a little bit too low, too slow with the grip. They do nice land a nice Cyclone as well, but Relay fake has the kick and is able to get his Shadowman off. Now keeping Mercy nice and aggressive. Now let's see what their plan actually is with this map.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a safe map, right? With that circle that you described in the pregame to run on the outside, bring the warrior behind the balconies. They do get some Z-axis if Relza jumps off this balcony and then jumps back up it, but it's really not the best. He gets feared out of his barrier. This is not a great start for Relza here on match point. A tiebreaker. It's currently 2-2 at the moment in match score as well as in this best-of-5 series that could decide a top 4 finish. I mean, if Reload Esports don't have a good run after this and they lose, that series could have been the deciding factor. And the same goes for Ad Hoc Gaming. There's a lot on the line. They've played a brutal Game 5 series, long game after long game. They've had to flip their strategies around, flip their compositions around. So they're taking a moment before this game even started to really get into the zone and get ready for this. The main objective of Reload Esports is to stay on Relza, keep him out of mana, keep him very low on health and resources. If they can do that, I think that they're going to be able to find victory here. However, if Relza is able to escape from the attacks and regenerate mana and drag this fight into dampening, then Ad Hoc Gaming could swing this around. So everything pivots basically on Relza. That's where you want your eyes glued, is how well is Relza dealing with being targeted? When he's stunned like this, it's the scariest moment. His team is helping him. Cassidy stuns Valet, preventing the Shadow Priest from attacking. Now Cassidy stuns Mercy. Relza gets interrupted on his Door of Shadows. It's very important that they interrupt that. That's Relza's main tool of escape, and I don't think that he's changed his legendary. I think he's still running Sephuz potentially. No, he has changed it. He is running Leap of Faith. So he can now jump to an ally, and I really want to see him start utilizing this. Have the Hunter Facile play in the middle of the map, jump to Facile, maybe even have Facile disengage again, and then jump to Facile. Here comes the leap of faith from Relza. That's exactly what he needed, and look at him sprinting across with the Master's Call. Relza getting a ton of distance. He's going to try and sit down for a drink, but Valet is in pursuit.
So there's a few things going on here. Number one, the legendary switch as well. He's also changed over to Leisurely Gate, so he has 2 charges now of his Door of Shadows. So it's a bit of a longer cooldown, but he can kind of stockpile them and then use 2 of them, because what's happening right now is when he uses his Door of Shadows, both Valet and Mercy are also playing Venthyr, and they can kind of chase him down. But Relza has 2 charges, so he can actually get away and finally buy himself a little bit of a moment to breathe in the match. Mercy getting targeted down right now, taking quite a bit of damage. I think overall the mobility has been much higher here from Relza, but it's these moments where he can't get away. He's got to burn through a lot of mana and a lot of defensive cooldowns also. This is a really scary setup here. Relza forced to dispel mind games off of himself, but almost in execute range. Mercy just pummeling him at this point of the game, but looks like Relza will be able to recover, but at the cost of about 30% of his mana.
Yeah, we're going to see if Relza can make his way around. Next time they land a freezing trap, just go for the same play there with the Leap of Faith. Right now he's going for the Door of Shadows. He does fake cast Mercy. Mercy pops the Avatar, leaps after him. But now look at Facile already standing there like a nice grapple point. And we're going to see Relza potentially use his Leap of Faith to get across there. Right now, baiting Mercy a little bit out of Lontar's line of sight. Lontar using that Ascendance. Relza actually taking a lot of damage here. He gets a massive heal right there, topping himself, but then also drops to 50%. That was definitely a close call. Lontar, I'm not sure if he got the freezing trap right there with that Fleshcraft, but definitely a close call. And Relza is playing Human Relentless, which means that he has to trinket the stuns before he gets silenced. He cannot trinket the silence, so definitely needs to keep that in mind when he is the target. Still good pressure on Relza. Triple Fear coming out. This is the setup where Relza needs to make his escape. You can see Facile already positioning far away, and Lontar did avoid that trap, or you can see it on the ground right there with that Fleshcraft. So Lontar definitely playing a clean game. There is the Leap of Faith coming out from Lontar now, from Relza. Now it's Lontar's job here to shut down this drink, make sure that Relza does not get any mana whatsoever here. And for Relza, he needs to potentially use another charge here to get a full freezing trap. They got good pressure here. Now Valet going for the mind games, big pressure onto Relza. He dispels himself. He gets a Cyclone there onto Lontar as well. Big pressure coming out here, but it is Relza still on the back foot. And honestly, it looks like Reloads are in a very, very comfortable position. They get the silence. Lontar going for the Lava Burst here. Once again, the Leap of Fate coming out here for Relza. He still has that Door of Shadows as well to work with. Needs to get some distance to try to sit down for a drink.
Yeah, they're trying to just keep Mercy away from Relza. You can think of Mercy as a raid boss, and Relza doesn't want aggro. He's going to get one-tapped by that warrior. Gets Storm Bolted on his door. That's devastating. That allows Mercy to reconnect. Mana's in a terrible position. Cooldown's in a terrible position for Ad Hoc Gaming, and Dampening has only just begun. They are in shambles at this point. How are they going to manage to pull this one back together? An insane lead, a triple fear by Mercy. Shutdown after shutdown, and that's the Warbreaker Void Form. Big combo damage coming out by Reload Esports. They're spamming Purge on Relza. He's silenced up on match point. They're desperate to keep Relza in the fight. A couple of big heals slip through, and once again, Relza is pulling off a miracle, but he is in such worse shape than he was in the last game as we see a Void Crash come in. Huge damage onto Relza. All 3 members of Reload Esports just dogpiling after him. Valet on the right, Mercy on the left. There's nowhere Relza can go. He tries to jump to Facile and get around the balcony, but Lontar is chasing him down, but they got pressure on Mercy. Mercy can't afford to choke right now. He's going to trade down to the sword, leap right back onto target, getting onto Relza, the out-of-mana Disciplined Priest. Cassidy needs to help him, but really, what can he do? He's trying to stun and Cyclone and get some heals, but he's caught into a Quaking Palm. Relza uses Pain Suppression. They don't want to lose here. This is a tiebreaker, but I don't think there's anything they can do about it. Mercy is just slaughtering him. Reload Esports with the reverse sweep, 3-2.
Yeah. That's okay.
Right.
We'll forgive you.
Cowana Gaming need to renew for a new season here. Down 2 points already. Match point. It's still not a good matchup. As a melee cleave, Ellie Mage is your kryptonite. That's the scariest thing in the game. Myself personally, I would almost rather just leave the game before fighting it. So let's see if Cowana Gaming can battle it back here. It's going to be a brutal slog if they want to reverse sweep. But we saw earlier today, Reload Esports already have a reverse sweep, so the possibility is there. But maybe not. Maybe not. What is that? How much HP was that? Was that even a number?
Yeah,
that didn't look like a number.
Health.
I mean, this is not good.
You couldn't
if
see
you're
it.
Cowana Gaming, you are. This is okay. Okay. Deer in the headlights is a good analogy here, I think. And Kara is still just taking a ton of damage. They're going to lose out on some of that warrior durability and disruption with the assassination rogue, and being down your divine shield not even a minute into the game.
Yeah, 30 seconds into the game, you're 1% health, divine shield comes in. And that's the thing. I mean, this is what I've been trying to say, is the game can go, and most likely will go into deep dampening, but you can also just lose in 30 seconds to getting one shot. So you have to be on point the entire time. You can't be sleeping until dampening. Yeah, because, I mean, at this point, they really have to put out a lot of pressure. In addition to that, they need to avoid this massive Elemental Shaman Fire Mage burst damage. Saza going to be retreating to the room, maybe looking for a shifting power. No, just buying a little bit of time. Look at Drainer across the map, going for drinks. And this is what I'm talking about. Creed has been so impressive with their ability to just kite and stall out the game when Drainer wants to get mana. And as a result, they always have mana going into the late game, which is just so crucial for the squad.
Yeah, the very nice setup here about to happen onto Kara once again. Dragon's Breath onto Tana, full sheep. Gets interrupted by the Hammer of Justice. Kara able to stop this one. Baka in a kidney shot. Kara now going to make his way over there. He gets sheeped again. And now their go is kind of over. Now Saza here has reset his combustion as well. So the next time Saza can land a crowd control onto Tana, it is going to be a big hit of damage, presumably onto Kara. So definitely opportunity to get Tana's Trinket Spirit Link in this next push here, if they can set it up, but it doesn't look like it right now. Xaza is still in a kidney shot, taking a lot of damage here. Drainer, though, powering through with the sacrifice there, and spamming out the heals, keeping his mage nice and topped and aggressive here. Drainer now in a Hammer of Justice. They're going after Baka here. Big damage there from Kara. Flash Trap comes out, gets interrupted. Drainer tops back off, though, with one single heal there, and that was the combustion of Saza there. Just kind of using it rotationally there, as he wasn't able to find any crowd control. Now he's going for the crowd control, but he doesn't have the combustion anymore, and instead Kara is going to escape. They're going to go after Nixie, and Nixie actually stuck in a Hammer of Justice, does get Sanctuaried out of it, gets the feint, nicely done, and that was also a defensive blind there being thrown at Saza, so we can kind of expect here what's going to happen. This game is going to go a very, very long time. You can tell already by the dampener blind that Nixie just did there.
Yeah, let's see if they can make it there. The Divine Shield is coming off cooldown, despite being a 4-minute cooldown. Kara has not spiked as low as he did within the first couple seconds of the match since then, and is likely to have that defensive cooldown. Mana in favor of Drainer, so this is looking better and better for Creed. They're setting up for the win here. Lightning Lasso on Kara around the corner. Not enough damage to KO. Now Tana in a polymorph though. Kara trying to heal himself back up with Word of Glory, using that Unbound Freedom, trying to disrupt the polymorphs, get Tana out of crowd control and get aggressive. Thunderstorm on the kidney shot, but Kara is still in pursuit. Here comes the Divine Toll. Big crack of the Templar's Verdict, as well as that Wake of Ashes, but Drainer was ready for it, healing through it with the Avenging Wrath quite easily. They could swap to Nixie too at any point, although they seem dead set on killing Kara here. Hammer of Justice, Lightning Bolt's coming in. Tana looks ready, keeping Kara at a healthy margin of health at this point. Combustion still available. Where's Saza going to attack with that? Not a lot of juicy targets at the moment. They're going to have to soften up somebody on the team here, with Kara having Divine Shield for a second time in this game. He's going to have that as an answer, although he'd used it at sub 1% health or something like that. So maybe he just dies without being able to even use it if they can set this up correctly.
Yeah, right now we see Kara retreating to the pillar, so just trying to avoid a little bit of damage. Nixie trying to get some pressure rolling here with his Vendetta. This is a huge hit of damage. Where is the damage, though? Saza's just going to be blinking away, using that Shimmer to relocate. Kara's actually one that's in trouble, and just gets one shot, dropped. Big damage coming in from Saza. That was a combustion. Divine Shield was available, but just not enough time. Creed with dominance, 3-0. They had the composition. Then Cowana Gaming did not have the answers. Maybe. I mean, my predictions are on fire so many times, it's hard to make me look bad.
Well, it's that, or they you make the prediction, it's right, and then they show it at this. It's like the timing is good. Yeah. That's all. Impeccably done job production. But the game has started. It's game number 3 here. Mara with the super bright keyboard once again on Telfer Arena.
Yeah, Sid, of course it's true, okay? My predictions are great. Don't you remember the Golden Guardians prediction? Big damage on Walrick right away. That's going to be an Ironbark and a Nature's Swiftness. not exactly the spot you want to be in, as Tegridy Damp already so far on the back foot. Walrick going to be trying to run away. Blizzo all over him, switching over to the Gnome Warrior for maximum uptime on this Hunter. And this is going to be a struggle for Walrick. Fnaubers just getting decimated by crowd control. Dragon's Breath polymorphs. Finally, Walrus gets away. Going to be looking for maybe a trap here. Maro actually taking a little bit of pressure, but Walrick just has really struggled to do anything in this match so far.
Yeah, Warwick's just trying to get distance here, running around the pillar. Now, finally, he has that movement speed from that Druid, the Sorting Roar, and now Warwick is going to get sheeped here, though, which means that Blizzard's going to get right back on top of him. Very nice sheep there by Maro, allowing his Warwick to reconnect there, and I really like this composition here. They're going to go with the Druid, they're going to have that longevity in the game, and they're going to have that same thing where they can reposition, they can use the map here, and they're going to have Warwick on something that's not a Warlock. They're going to just have him on that Hunter with that Roar of Sacrifice, which is a nice counter for Combustion, as well as just that big BM Hunter damage that we've been seeing here. But so far, it's been Warwick's just getting crushed here by Blizzo. I really like that Blizzo went Gnome as well on that Warrior. And he's been having a lot of uptime. That Escape Bar is only on a minute cooldown. Warwick's just forced to use the... Okay, yeah, Warwick's 2 minutes in. No cooldowns left, Sid.
Yeah, the Resto Druid is a nice pickup for Fnaubers, but so far it's not looking too great. In that intimidating shout, Stormbolt, good cross crowd control by Blizzo as their follow-up. Hammers are down, Walrick's Feigned Death trying to disengage around the corner, but Blizzo is in pursuit, staying on target. Here comes the Overgrowth. Is there a Klepto to counter? Walrick's is fully hotted at the moment, popping that Exhilaration. Didn't seem like it was entirely necessary there. Just not wanting to go down to the Combustion, likely. They are ahead on mana, at least, in this position if they can stabilize, but it's just been so unstable so far that it's not looking too likely. Walrick just can't get away from Blizzo at the moment, getting a lot of uptime. There's damage across the board, but Walrick is caught in a Stormbolt. Here comes a Nature Swiftness, big heal out from Fnaubers. Maro getting counter-pressured. Finally, some pressure here. They get dive of the sword from Blizzo with that freezing trap. They dip Maro below half health. They're at least showing that they can get some aggression going against Skill Cap. Psychic Scream now, the Dragon Blizzo behind the pillar. Walrick's doing the classic BM Hunter strategy, backpedaling just a little bit, trying to maximize the damage here against Blizzo. He's going to pop Bestial Wrath. He gets Ring of Frosted on his Bestial Wrath. That's a big counter to the BM Hunter. Walrick is just having a hard time disengaging out into midfield. Stormbolted. Zot has to use Life Swap. No, they swapped to Zot. He's going to fade at 10%. Maro almost finishing him off there. Blizzo is trying to just close this game out, dropping down the War Banner. Fnaubers trinkets, but he doesn't have too many options here. He's counterspelled. That's a game over play. Right before Blizzo got stunned up. Tegridy Damp were showing a lot more potential with the Druid. They definitely look at the mana on Askerath. They're getting tons of cooldowns. If they maybe had played this comp from the start, they could have had a better shot. But now Skill Cap is not going to give them the opportunity. 3-0.
Yeah.
All right. Haha.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Game number 1, best of 5 series. It is Golden Guardians versus Unitas.
Yeah, this is kind of a matchup that the Golden Guardians, they are pretty comfortable in this matchup. They play it many times, and usually when you are playing that RMP, the Golden Guardians, this is one of those matchups you don't want to play. So we'll see, but Unitas definitely been looking on the up and up, and I mean, this is the first time we're going to see it with a Holy Priest as well, so there's a lot of changes here. They're going to go after Hamsters here, big hit with that Combustion, taking massive damage. Battle Master's going to come out, Ashport Shift is going to come out, and those are just his personal cooldowns. Now it's CMD here, taking massive damage, forced to use that Ice Block already here. Oxygen. Still has his Trinket, still has that Guardian as well. Actually, had to use his Guardian as well, so defensive cooldown overlap there. The Golden Guardians immediately getting a beautiful opener here. Absturge, if he trinkets this, he could be a target, so he wants to sit that blind right there. Can he get the follow-up, though? Doesn't look like it just yet. Aiden not able to find it. Cheater comes out. Oxygen, though, not going to be able to find the fear here. It's going to be an opportunity to get that Tremor Totem down. CMD procs the Cauterize right there. No Ice Block available for him. No Guardian Spirit available. Full blind on the Oxygen. Full silence on the Oxygen. If they can get a stun on the Oxygen here into a Hex or something, they can actually just straight up win the game here. Golden Guardians in a commanding position, Sim.
Yeah, I think Golden Guardians are about to take this. Absturge immunes crowd control with Fleshcraft, and they're desperate. They're gripping CMD, but now he's out in midfield. Mind Games is going to connect onto CMD. There's not much left here. CMD trying to recover with a couple Serenities out from Oxygen. Nice. They've got crowd control on the Golden Guardians. They're launching an attack onto WizK, but he's greater faded at the moment. Mass Dispelling crowd control. Wind Shearing the follow-up. Peekaboo getting ready for the next attack here. No caught, no block. Guardian comes up in 4 seconds. They really, really need to wait out for that. They get a Spearlink Totem. A little bit premature here, and that's not a smoke bomb. Here comes the shadowy duel from Aiden, but not getting any value. He gets feared on it. Now big damage coming in from WizKid. That's absolutely going to be it for CMD. They proc the seed. Did they Guardian the seed?
Guardian the seed.
And they've dropped smoke bomb on the seed. They're protecting the seed with the angel wings of oxygen. CMD comes out reborn, but not too healthy at 30% health here. Oxygen interrupted. I mean, Unitas are living just on a prayer at this point, trying to recover behind the pillar. Stunned up by Peekaboo. Absurge on the right, WizK on the left. They're pincering in on top of Oxygen and CMD, and I don't think they're going to let him live twice.
Probably not, but CMD does manage to come back to life. Oxygen does the impossible, but how much longer can he keep him alive? CMD hovering around 20% health, and it looks like Oxygen in crowd control. Peekaboo going over for a Garrote silence. WizK, is there any follow-up? Big heals incoming. Golden Guardians. It looks like they are going to be able to close it out. A nice interrupt there by Peekaboo. CMD gets dropped twice. And the second time, there is no safety net. Golden Guardians come out swinging in game number 1 with a commanding victory.
They're going to clean up their defensive strategy. They're going to probably talk about who trinkets what first. And for them, they kind of know what to do in this matchup. They have extremely good pressure, and they know exactly how to leverage that and accelerate it to the point where they win the game. So for GG, it's business as usual. Just kind of brush off that as a mistake. And for Unitas, of course, they need to try to force those mistakes here. And if they can get overwhelming damage, if they can get good openers like that, could be big. They went for a fear onto Absurge, but just got mass dispelled. Unfortunately, not able to. Maybe they were trying to get Peekaboo out of stealth with that fear. I'm not sure, but definitely not going to be the best start here for Unitas. They won't have that fear, and they also won't be able to use that blind now for a significant amount of time here because of that DR.
I think they're going to just bait Shaman Trinket and try and use the blind afterwards. We're going to have to wait and see, but right now this is obviously good for the Golden Guardians. Look at the pressure, look at the crowd control. This is the Golden Guardians. You'll love to see pressure onto Aiden in game number 3. Holding on to cooldowns, going for a vanish. Potentially getting pulled out here. Peekaboo getting interrupted on Fleshcraft. Peekaboo is anticipating a stun off that vanish, so good read by Peekaboo, but shut down. WizKid's got Vampiric Embrace. His team's going to be stable. They're going for Power Infusion. They're dropping Smoke Bomb. They're trying to take out Aiden. Aiden trinkets and evasions. And Cloak of Shadows. Big power play by Peekaboo with that smoke bomb. High value, but here comes the blind. Unitas look for the turnaround. 3 versus 1. Absurge trinkets into a stun. Mind Games looking to connect here into a full polymorph. Beautiful execution by Unitas. Nice turnaround, but they're not finding enough damage to take down Peekaboo. And Peekaboo still holds on to his medallion. Now stunning Aiden, silence on Oxygen, and it's Golden Guardian's opportunity to turn it around again. They're going to get the Guardian Angel, but they might even proc it, which puts it on a 3-minute cooldown. They hold strong. They don't proc the Angel. Oh, is that a prem on the blind? I think Oxygen just Shadow or Death blind. That was a really good play, if so, by Oxygen. But now he's in a fear. Aiden's still below half HP. Oxygen's desperately trying to get in line of sight. He's got the Apotheosis. He can reset some crowd control here. Absurge is still polymorph. Peekaboo is still likely the target. The Rogues are the main focus fire. Aiden stunned up once again by the Golden Guardians. Can Oxygen heal through the pressure of the Golden Guardians? Absurge is pushing forward. Gets a Hex onto CMD. CMD removed from the fight. A bit surprising to not even just see him trinket this. His team's on the back foot. Mana's looking scarce here for Unitas. They're just trying to stay afloat a little bit longer for an opportunity. They polymorph Absurge. They've been getting good crowd control, but the damage just isn't there. Aiden's on 10%. He's dying during his own go. That's going to be it. KO. Golden Guardians looking clean in game 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the very last series of the day. It is OTK facing off against Charlotte Phoenix.
Okay, well, here it is. I mean, OTK, they're going to be leading with kind of their best composition, their most well-practiced composition. You look at Sidu, he's got a big smile on his face as well. So they're locking in the Windwalker Death Knight. And Trill's going to be playing that Serenity, that really heavy-hitting ability. At the same time, I feel like the last time we've seen these two teams face off, Charlotte Phoenix had a lot of pressure with their Warrior Mage on Trill as well as Mez. So this could be really scary here for OTK. We'll have to see how it plays out.
We're going to see an early opener here to Maz. Immediate Trinket, anti-magic zone. They don't panic here. Trinket use a single cooldown, just having full faith there in Maz to save the day. And now he's looking to get aggressive here. He is playing that Serenity build. There's the Zwen, as well as the Weapons of Order. He's looking to get aggressive with that Mez, popping that Abomination's Limb, getting everybody gripped in together here. They don't have a leg sweep though. Trill did use that one a little bit earlier on, but it did get Ang's Trinket, so not the worst leg sweep for sure. Now here comes the grip. Do they have the Dragon here from Mez? He might be angling it right now. There it is. The Dragon comes in, and it's a triple here from Lord Mez to start things off, Sydney.
All right, let's see what they can get done. Korlik responded pretty effectively throughout that initial attack with Avenging Wrath, but it's costed him quite a lot of mana. The momentum isn't going anywhere. They brought Cauterize out of nowhere here. Ang is burning down quite quickly. This is devastating. OTK in a solid position. Let's see if Sea-Doo decides to get aggressive here. Paralyze on the Korlik Cap Totem. They're trying to line it up, I think. Here is the Cap Totem going to land. They land the Cap Totem on the Korlik. Ang in trouble. Might have to Ice Block with 1 second left. Gripped into a triple blinding sleet. Then setting up the team for success. And look at this damage. Ang has to Ice Block. OTK are rampaging game number 1.
Ooh, they could get more as well. Korlik might just get dropped.
They're just all dead.
Huge obliterate. Ang is just not recovering. Korlik, this is a disaster. Finally moving forward for a blinding light, trying to get a little bit of offense, but the pressure from OTK has been absolutely unbelievable. 2 minutes into the game, there's no cooldowns left whatsoever. Serenity's rotating back up in 15 seconds, and you can bet Trill's going to be looking to get aggressive with that cooldown. However, Trill could still be in some trouble. Have to keep in mind he's got no Trinket, he's got no Touch of Karma, Combustion is available. There's still a chance here for Charlotte Phoenix.
Absolutely, both teams still looking pretty good. But I would say OTK with a massive lead, but Trill right now getting dropped here. Beautiful anti-magic zone once again by Sea-Doo as well, throwing in the Spirit Link right there. That combustion from Ang, super deadly, but now it is OTK's turn to get aggressive. There's the grip, there's the double blinding sleeve. Do they have the leg sweep? There it is. There is the Trinket from Ang. Can they get aggressive? Korlik though, he gets capstone, he gets Mez stun, and he gets taken out. OTK start things off here by winning the blind pick. Triple stuns and get those shield streaks bouncing. They can definitely also grab a win, especially late game. They can win on mana if they survive that long. And it looks like those Drain Eyes are gonna be. Is he a dwarf or is he an orc? I can't see. I think it's triple orc. I think it's triple orc male.
Triple Necrolord, triple orc male.
Yeah.
No more Drain Eye. Feels bad. Feels goat, man. Look at that double. Oh, Ang Trinkets gets out of it. No, he's not able to escape it entirely. Big damage is coming in here. Korlik's getting ready with the Avenging Wrath, but they are rampaging them down, just ransacking Charlotte Phoenix at the moment, just in hot pursuit. Sea-Doo gets blinded up here. Is he going to use the medallion? His team is just owning them. He's just sitting the blind comfortably. Nick not in range. Is he going to get the sap here? Sea-Doo gets combat. No sap. That is devastating here for Charlotte Phoenix. Not getting a medallion or sap. We see the Dragon called in. Triple stun from downtown, hitting the entire team once again. And Korlik doesn't have Avenging Wrath. He's caught in a paralyze. Ang on the back foot, trying to pop those Blazing Barriers. Looks like his Battlemaster fell. He's going to dip to 10% health. Korlik gets a proc on Awakening here. This is very key for him to be able to heal Ang back up to full. Feels lucky, man, right there for Korlik to recover with that proc on his Word of Glory. And it's buying him a ton of healing. Imagine if he didn't have Avenging Wrath right now. It could have been a Cauterize or a Sacrifice. Sea-Doo sits through a Polymorph. Now OTK need to get aggressive. Pillar of Frost, leg sweep. Nick going to Trinket out and try and get away from the Chill Streak. But it's already bouncing. The damage is already done, and Sacrifice has been forced. OTK are looking solid despite this counter pick from Charlotte Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a really strong composition. Trill, though, needs to be very careful. That being said, he still has every single one of his defensive cooldowns. Korlik trying to push in a beautiful preemptive maneuver there by Sea-Doo to avoid that incoming crowd control, but Korlik, he waits it out, avoids that Fleshcraft immunity, and ends up getting the full Blinding Light into a full Polymorph, but Trill just preemptively running. This is what I'm talking about. Trill doing a really good job. As soon as they get the crowd control on Sea-Doo, Trill is just preemptively out of there, making it really difficult for Nick to actually find a target, and they're forced to go after Mez, which is not the target that they want to be hitting in this situation. Pillar of Frost now available for Mez. OTK has a huge hit of damage. They have every single defensive cooldown available. Corlic's already down to 50% mana, and he's going to have to hold on. They really have to find these setups on Trill, or I really worry for Charlotte Phoenix here. This could be the Cauterize. Potential Ice Block. They're going after Trill. A big kidney shot. The anti-magic zone will drop. Mez denying their team. A double leg sweep coming in. Aang immediately trinketing, using Soul Shape to avoid all this incoming damage. But guess what? That was not the Serenity. That was not the Zwen. And Aang's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Oh, Aang is in a lot of trouble.
Oh, that's the seed.
He's a seed.
He's a seed.
He's a seed.
Dragon. Dragon. They bump the seed, but it's not going to be enough. Seed purges it. Mez calls in the dragon, and the Trill pops the Serenity. That was the big hit that Ben was talking about right there. Trill popped the Serenity, and he got some big Rising Sun kicks there for sure. We're going to probably see that on the replay there, but Aang cauterized and then just immediately gets popped and Harvest then.
Yeah, it really would be detrimental to either of these teams losing this series. They both really, really need it. But we're going to see who comes out on top here. Potentially also the final game here. Charlotte Phoenix, though, tying this one up, potentially. I like that word today, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, definitely OTK right now, they are looking solid. That last game, the late bust from Aang ended up getting them a surprise win on Trill, so I was going to have to be careful of that situation. Double leg sweep coming in. Let's see how exactly this goes down. Nick actually taking a surprising amount of damage, forced his heroic leap to get away. Intimidating shout on Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo actually preemptively tremored it. Nicely done there by Sea-Doo. I think it was more actually on the error of Nick. That Tremor Totem had been down for a little bit of time. He kind of wasted the intimidating shout in that situation. Aang, though, going to be still taking some pressure here as Trill is caught into a stun. The anti-magic zone does drop, but that was not the combustion. And I feel like OTK, this is the first time a bit of errors coming in. They were looking so good, but that surprise kill may have actually thrown them off their game.
Yeah, I think that was the gift of the Naru now as well, so I don't know how they're going to be able to deal with that combustion, but now triple stun coming out from Mez here, right on time, and Aang still taking quite a beating here from that chill streak as well, bouncing around, Trill there with the Serenity, with the Zwen, getting very, very aggressive here, but now it is Charlotte Phoenix's turn here to get aggressive. Corlic looking for the stun. Triple blinding sleet here coming out into the triple leg sweep. Nice pressure here. That's going to be Corlic's trinket sacrifice, but he's going to be taking quite a bit of redirected damage right there. It's not the ultimate sacrifice though, so Aang and Corlic are still both taking quite a lot of pressure. Mana down to about 50%. Aang still getting completely shredded here. Paralyzed onto Corlic. They're still looking to get after him, and that was also Aang's combustion in the midst of that fray right there. So Aang not going to have that one. So that anti-magic zone that Mez kind of botched a little bit earlier, not going to come back to haunt him this time around, but still a good pressure here now onto Trill, and he's forced to retreat back to Sea-Doo here, and that's going to be Corlic is there. Where's the Spirit Link potentially for Sea-Doo here? He's going to trinket up that Ascendance. I actually would have maybe liked it if he just dropped that pre-link there, but Sea-Doo, of course, one of the best shamans in the game here, probably knows how to rotate his own cooldowns there without me telling him, and we're going to see that trinket Ascendance at least coming out, but now he's going to have to pre-Spirit Link that next setup, which can be very tricky to do.
This is a good opportunity for Charlotte Phoenix, but they're on the back foot. Triple setup by OTK. Sky Fury is down. The damage is done. How is Corlic going to survive? Nick is a target as well here on match point for Charlotte Phoenix. Corlic pops the Avenging Wrath, trying to bounce back, and it looks like they will recover. Trill's on the retreat, trying to get away from this warrior. Nick goes into battle stance. He's ready to chop up Trill. Are they ready for this? If they get crowd controlled at any moment, it could be a KO. Charlotte Phoenix go to game 5. Corlic's in position to go for crowd control here. And they get a double fear from Nick. Trill's going to portal out of line of sight in the room. Corlic's chasing him down. Hammers of Justice. Dragon clips the whole team by Mez. A defensive Dragon stalling the go here of Charlotte Phoenix. Beautiful play by Mez. Now Aang in a bit of trouble. Big heals coming in from Corlic, but look at his mana. His mana is not good on the side of Charlotte Phoenix. Gripped on the Ring of Frost, but he landed it. That's devastating. Combustion going to pop here into the anti-magic zone. Trill is trying to tank it out. This is where he died in the last game, but with that purple barrier protecting him, he's now looking to turn it around. Interrupt on the Corlic, purge kick by Sea-Doo. Nice play, insane damage. Corlic has to sacrifice. It's not the ultimate sacrifice. It might even kill him through it. They're in hot pursuit to take out Charlotte Phoenix.
Big rising sun kick after big rising sun kick. Aang on the run right now. Triple blind, triple leg sweep. This is dangerous for the side of Charlotte Phoenix. Immediate divine shield by Corlick to avoid some of that setup. Start throwing in some preemptive healing. Aang was going to be in a lot of trouble if that didn't happen. That was a great heads-up play. Still, the pressure is unrelenting. Trill has his trinket, he has his touch of karma, lots of defense available if he needs it, but that serenity not available for quite some time. But Mez is getting super aggressive, and the ice block is forced. OTK, they've gotten all the cooldowns that they need. They're so close to winning this game.
OTK, this is their game to lose. They got Charlotte Phoenix here on match point. They definitely need this win here. OTK to start solidifying their position in that top four. Corlick out of mana, out of cooldowns, and completely out of cooldowns here. He's got the cauterize, he's got trinket, and Corlick's got his trinket as well. But that next setup is going to be deadly, and you know Mez already is handling that dragon. But Trill taking a lot of damage. He needs to be very careful. They have the missing inflection, and there is the dragon. But this time around, Corlick does dodge it. Only a double here for Mez. But Gift of the Narrow coming out here on the Trill, comboed with the Battle Master there for extra healing use, and that's going to keep Trill nice and aggressive here as he looks to try to close this one out.
It's all about the Gift of the Naru, man. You got to synergize it with your trinkets. They're ahead on mana, they're ahead on cooldowns, they're in a good position. Can they close the game out? Double blinding Slate. Nick charges in to Stormbolt Trill, trying to stall the pressure. Bladestorming the leg sweep. Good plays by Nick in this position to avoid a ton of crowd control, but he has to die by the sword nonetheless as they swap to him for a moment. This is the empowered rune weapon. Mez is going to be doing a lot of damage. Are they ready? Any magic zone. Good trade by Mez. Instant reaction time there. Still showing that he's got it, even with how long he's been playing the game. That's some nice reaction time, but Trills has to retreat and try and avoid the fight. Cedr's in a full polymorph. Trill's trying to pick himself up with the reverse harm and recover in the room with Vivifies, trying to get back to Cedu, but now he's caught in a Stormbolt. 1 second left on the polymorph. And Corlick, he's trying to slip away maybe and drink while his team has pressure, but I don't know if he'll be able to. He's just caught in chains of ice. He can't get into the room. Trill is falling a bit behind, so Corlick's got a tough decision. Does he go for the drink or do they go for the kill? Corlick's in the room trying to sit for a drink. Death and Decay hits him. Aang's in trouble. It's match point here. OTK are absolutely decimating. They've totally tapped Corlick on mana. They are pushing for the win, pushing for the game right on top of Aang. Sacrifice about to subside. They grip Corlick into the blinding sleet. Aang is burning down with that cauterize. They're going to trigger the wild altar time back to Corlick in the room. Clutch altar time by Aang, holding on by a thread, but a triple! This could be a triple kill. They're going to proc the wild seed immediately here, and OTK smash Charlotte Phoenix.
Really impressive performance there. Few scary moments for OTK, but those consistent setups coming in ended up getting them the win in this series. That was a really important series for them to win as well.